I catch myself in moments of daydreaming, imagining all the ways you could change the world around me just by being present. It's in the softness of your touch, the intensity of your gaze, that I find a world of possibilities waiting to unfold. I think about you in ways that words can't capture. It's not just the desire, but the feeling of being deeply connected to you, of sharing moments that only we understand, of building a life that reflects the energy we create together. When you're not around, I fantasize about the moments we haven't yet shared, the places we've yet to explore. I think about the world in a new way, a world where we exist together, fully, completely, as if nothing could ever pull us apart. There are days when I can't stop thinking about you, and I imagine how our love would grow, how it would expand beyond the boundaries of time and space. I fantasize about the way we would support each other, challenge each other, and ultimately elevate each other. I find myself drifting into fantasies where we exist in a perfect harmony, where our desires align effortlessly. It's in those quiet moments of longing, of wanting, that I can feel the energy between us, even from afar. The more time I spend thinking about you, the more I realize just how much you complete me. I fantasize about the ways we would challenge each other, grow together, and build something beautiful that no one could ever tear apart. In the silence of being apart, I fantasize about the simple things we could do together. It's in the way your presence would bring peace, the way your touch would calm every storm inside of me. There's a magic in the space between us, one that fuels my thoughts and fantasies. I imagine what it would feel like to have you near, to explore the depths of our connection and build something that could last a lifetime. When you're not around, I often find myself imagining what it would be like to share my world with you. I fantasize about showing you all the little things that make me who I am, about how we would build a life that's filled with love, adventure, and shared experiences. In the absence of your physical presence, I find myself dreaming of the ways we could be close, of how we could intertwine our lives in ways that make the distance between us disappear. Every thought about you brings me a little closer to understanding what we could be. I catch myself dreaming about what it would be like if I could see you now. Every small moment we could share, every detail about your smile, your touch, they fill my mind when I least expect it. When you're not here, I often imagine us together, walking through life side by side, facing challenges and celebrating triumphs. It's not about the future, but about what we can create in the present, even in the smallest moments. I find myself fantasizing about how our lives would look if we shared them fully together. I think about how the energy between us would shift, how everything around us would feel more vivid and alive if we could truly be one. There are times when I close my eyes and imagine what it would feel like to have you beside me, not just physically, but emotionally. It's the deeper connection I long for, the one that goes beyond words and into the very essence of who we are. Even when you're not around, my thoughts are filled with you. I fantasize about the quiet moments we could share, the intimate spaces where we connect on a level that words can never express. When I'm alone, my thoughts drift to you, imagining all the ways we could be together. It's in the quiet spaces, in the moments between words, that I find myself longing for the connection we share. I often dream about the ways we could fill the silence between us, not with words, but with understanding. I fantasize about a life where every moment together feels like we're speaking the same language, a language of love and connection. Every moment spent apart from you is another moment I get to fantasize about all the possibilities of being with you. I imagine what it would be like to share our time, our thoughts, and our energy without the distance that keeps us apart. Sometimes I wonder what it would feel like to be wrapped in your arms, to feel your heart beat next to mine. It's a feeling that I can't fully describe, but I fantasize about it often, wishing I could experience it in reality. The more I think about you, the more I realize how deeply I long to be near you. I fantasize about what it would feel like to hold you, to touch you, to just exist in your space and feel the energy we share. I catch myself daydreaming about the future we could have, the life we could build together. It's a life filled with moments of joy, laughter, and shared love, where every day feels like a new adventure. There are moments when my mind drifts, and I imagine all the ways your presence would change everything around and me. It's like a world built just for us, one where every touch, every word feels like a secret between us, a dance of energy that no one else can comprehend. I yearn for it, even when you're not here. I find myself lost in the idea of what it would feel like to have you close when I can't touch you. I daydream about the simple moments that mean everything. A shared glance, the warmth of your hand in mine, the quiet moments where our hearts speak louder than words. It's funny how your absence fills my mind with thoughts of you in ways that are too deep for words. Every fantasy of you makes me realize just how much you complete my world. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to experience life with you fully, without the distance between us. I think about the way you make me feel even when you're not here, how your presence lingers in my thoughts. Every moment we spend apart, I find new ways to fantasize about you. It's the quiet things, the moments we haven't shared yet, that keep me awake at night. I can't help but get lost in daydreams of you, of the endless possibilities of us together. I fantasize about what it would be like to explore every unspoken connection, every shared touch, every whisper that only we understand. When you're not around, my mind drifts into a world where we're always together, where we can feel each other's energy, even in silence. It's in the way our souls align that I find peace, in the thought of you just being near me without saying a word. Sometimes I catch myself thinking about how perfect it would be if you were here to experience this moment with me. The world around me fades, and all I see is you, your smile, your touch, as if everything I've imagined about us could be real. When you're not with me, I fantasize about how your presence would shift everything, how the air would feel lighter, how the silence would be filled with meaning. It's the little things we share that I crave, those moments when we're completely lost in each other. The more time we spend apart, the more I find myself dreaming of what it would be like if you were here. It's in the simplest of things that I find comfort, the way our hands might brush, the way your voice would sound if you whispered my name. It's the closeness I long for. I fantasize about us in the most ordinary places, imagining how your presence would transform the space. It's not about where we are, it's about being with you, sharing time and moments that make everything else fade into the background. When you're not around, my thoughts become a tapestry of all the things I wish we could share. I imagine us laughing together, holding each other close, the weight of your love grounding me in a way that nothing else could. There's something about being apart that makes me crave you more deeply. I fantasize about the way your touch could ignite a fire in me, about the way your presence could make everything feel complete, as if we were always meant to be. I often wonder what it would be like if I could hold you, if I could feel your warmth beside me. In those quiet moments alone, I fantasize about the connection we haven't fully explored yet, the depth of love that I know lies just beneath the surface. There are days when I can't stop thinking about you, about the way our souls might entwine if we were together. I fantasize about the depth of intimacy we could share, the way our hearts would beat in sync when everything else falls away. In the silence of your absence, I find myself imagining all the ways we could lose ourselves in each other's presence. It's in the stolen moments, the brief encounters, the shared laughter that makes everything feel so vivid in my mind. I think about you when I'm alone, when the world is quiet, and I fantasize about how we could create something beautiful together. It's not just about the big moments, but about the little intimate ones where we simply exist side by side. The fantasy of being with you, even when you're not here, has become an anchor. I imagine the way your energy would fill the room, how we would find a rhythm in our connection that feels effortless, natural, as if it's always been meant to be. Sometimes it feels like my mind never stops wandering to you. I fantasize about the way your laugh would sound, how your touch would send shivers down my spine, how we could lose ourselves in each other just being. When you're not here, I fantasize about the depth of our connection, the moments of pure, unspoken understanding. It's not about the words, but the way we feel when we're together, how time seems to stop and all that matters is us.